welcome to this very special budget conversation that we're going to have with the stalwart of the consumer durable white goods industry, Mr. P. Thiagarajan, MD, Blue Star, who joins in. Hi, sir. Good morning. Thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us. I know we do this, and we take your word very seriously, and the street always gets excited to hear what Blue Star expects from the budget and, of course, what their plans are going ahead. So I'm going to start with the news flow that came in 2 days ago, where the Indian government has reopened applications for PLI scheme that seeks to incentivize the production of white goods. Blue Star, I know, leads from the front here. Give me a sense, are you going to go ahead and apply for this? What are you going to do?
Good morning, Serena. It's a pleasure to interact with you this morning. This is the extension of the PLI scheme, which was introduced 3 years ago. Now, as you're aware, air conditioning industry was dependent on China. Quite a bit of imports were happening for the finished goods as well as components. The government conceived this in consultation with the industry and came out with a scheme where the component ecosystem was getting supported through a PLI scheme. It was a very successful scheme, and most of the players invested, and we can proudly say that Indian component ecosystem is getting there. If at all, there may be one or two components where it is work in progress. Now, the government had additional funds. Therefore, they have gone ahead and opened it up again. Now, it is a question of individual companies to evaluate what is the investment that they need to do, and what is the value addition they can get through that, and how they will be able to benefit from the PLI scheme. See, there are rules. There is a investment part, there is a incremental sales that you have to do, and like 5 times the investment like that. As far as Blue Star is concerned, we have been growing faster than the market, and we have benefited from the PLI scheme. We need to look at this, which are the components we can now embark on. So the evaluation is on. I think it will be another 2 weeks for us to get to a conclusion. See, just because there is a scheme, we will not jump in. It should make business sense at the end of the day. But the overall direction is that we have to become self-reliant. In that context, the directive to the industry by the Ministry of Commerce is also clear by DPIIT. One, we should build the scale by expanding the domestic market. Two, we should add substantial value. 3, we should improve our quality standards and become a player in the global market or connect with the global supply chains. Last one is investment in research and development so that the country stays ahead of the curve. And the entire industry is committed to that. Notwithstanding the fact there are some supply chain constraints that happens here and there. There are seasonal impacts. But all those are part and parcel of the game. But the industry is moving forward, and we are the fastest growing market in the world. And by 2045, 2047, that being a landmark year, we will overtake China. And it is a happening industry, and it is a golden period for the air conditioning refrigeration industry.
So I'm so glad you brought that up. It is a golden era for ACs and refrigerators. And like you pointed out some data to me, and you said we will even overtake China in a few decades from now. But let's take this one at a time. Every long-term plan is made up of short to medium-term plans. With the budget around the corner, and I don't want this to be short-term in that sense, it's not just about what announcement comes out, but if we have this very ambitious plan and for the country, for the company, for the sector, what do you think this budget specifically should do to encourage that in terms of helping the sustainable demand to be fulfilled and to grow that demand as well?
So the first thing is, I think the government has done well in terms of fiscal discipline. So first important thing that I would expect is the infrastructure push. And at the end of the day, our competitiveness is dependent on that infrastructure development within the country. For example, logistics costs are huge, and we need to bring that down. And I think we will be very happy if that infrastructure development scheme continues. The second thing is connected with the component ecosystem I mentioned is developing. There are a few items which we still have to wait. In air conditioner, for example, the compressors. All of us are looking at multiple options, whether to develop our own, what kind of joint ventures can be formed, how we can improve this. In that context, till we are secured there, I would demand or expect or request that the custom duty are not increased, and that's what will make the industry grow. In the process, go ahead and invest in terms of uh, getting our own supply chain secure within. The third one is that you're competing with China in order to find your own place in the global markets. China's market size, for a example, room air conditioners is close to 90 million. We are somewhere around 12 million units. If this is the difference, you need to also figure out how you can innovate and leap forward to create a market for yourself. So the R&D and innovation push is very important. You are aware of that. This fact that countries' R&D investments, including private sector, as a percentage of GDP is very negligible. We are less than half of what the developing countries have done. Given the fact GDP growth and the R&D investments have a close correlation, this is something which I think government should enable, but private sectors should also go ahead and leapfrog in this particular aspect. Last point is connected with the commercial refrigeration and cold chain. Many attempts have been made. We have lived with give this viability gap funding, so on and so forth. I think we have to develop a different model in order to create integrated cold chain. We have to come out with some other ideas. It could be public-private partnership. And the last one, perhaps, is a controversial subject: FDI in multi-brand retail. I think that era is over now. E-commerce is there, and by protecting that, I do not know how it is. I think we should move ahead with modern retail, which will open up also the food supply chain. And the labor reforms, the government had done enough in the last term, and it is time that we go ahead and implement that. These are my broad
Right.
takes.
So just one last question, and I know this is amazing. I hope policymakers are listening to us, and we can of course take them through what the big picture is. But one last one: what is that one non-negotiable policy announcement that you are going to be watching out for as an industry and company representative that is critical for a company like yourself to achieve its medium to long-term goals?
It's a very difficult question. I would say growth and pursuit for very huge growth and getting to become that large economy. And anything to do with growth, the policy should be, and the mantra should be grow, grow, grow. All other things fall in place, including employment. By the way, I would also expect some announcements pertaining to the green credit scheme. It's a very powerful tool. If people can be encouraged to become consumers of sustainable products. Like, for example, five-star air conditioner, if they buy, if they are getting green credit, which can be encashed or exchanged in some manner, it will be good for the industry.